Oh. The toggles are thrusted.
Ew.
The thrusters are toggled.
Remember that game?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my god, we need to play that.
Yeah, we do. What was it called? Space Force?
God damn!
I don't remember, but fuck, that was fun.
That was a lot of
It
fun.
was so, like...
Jiggle the thrusters! Jiggle the goddamn thrusters!
Somebody jiggle them!
I have to look at what it was called now. It's still installed on my phone to be like, someday we'll play this again.
Oh, thank fuck, because we need to all get together and play that shit.
It's called Space Team. If anyone's
Space
looking for a
Team.
good game to play,
Yeah,
Space Team.
If you need a solid co-op game to play on your phones.
Yep, on your phones, in a room when everyone's together.
And you're drinking.
Yep.
Fucking everybody download that game. That shit is hilarious.
Yeah, we are not sponsored by them, but we should be.
I don't think they have the money to sponsor us if you actually look at the graphics. It's like friggin' early 2000s escape room graphics.
It is.
Like that shit was built in Excel.
Oh, what was that website where you found all the escape rooms?
Oh, was it addictinggames.com?
Was it Addicting Games? Yeah, I was
Yep.
thinking of that or E-Bombs World.
Oh, shit. Throwback.
Right? All right, lady.
Hey, guess what?
Hey, what?
This is our 50-second fucking episode.
No, it's not.
No?
No.
Oh, that's next one.
Yeah. It's our 51st.
This is why we can't fucking skip a week recording.
I
First of all,
know.
I miss your face.
I miss yours.
Second of all, I lose count.
I know.
But still, we're close.
Yeah. We're at 51 right now. Next week is going to be 52 goddamn weeks.
That's a whole fucking year,
Yeah.
if anyone's counting.
If
And we
they
are.
were to do the hard and loose math.
That we do on the show. Oh, shit. All right, Erin, give me your goddamn.
Well, my goddamn is that it is literally my child's birthday.
It is literally your child's birthday, and we are crash recording.
We are crash recording, and I feel a little bit bad from being away from him, but also he has no idea he's two.
He has no idea. You threw him a party already. So
Exactly.
He thought that was his birthday.
Yeah, my dad texted me and was like, what are you going to do for your son's birthday? And I was like, did you not see any of the Facebook stuff?
Did you see how I did something for his birthday already?
Yeah, I was like, well, we had that whole party.
I fucking rented a bouncy house, bitch.
Yeah, he enjoyed it. Thanks for coming. But yeah, so that means that I've been a mom for fucking 2 years now.
Isn't that wild?
That's insane to me.
And now he's turning into like a little human.
He is.
He can talk.
He popped out of my hoo-ha 2 years ago.
Wow. And you're brewing another one.
I am.
Congratulations, mother.
It's not ready.
No. It's got to stay in there for a little longer.
Yeah,
Although I sure wish it would hurry up because I would like a beer with you.
I would too. I want a beer with me and with you.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's going to be nice.
It will be glorious.
Yeah. So what's your goddamn?
Ooh, mine's kind of exciting.
Ooh,
Or
tell
I
me.
thought it was. My dad knows that we do this podcast,
Yep.
right? He's never listened to an episode.
Nope, as he
Thank
shouldn't.
God. Yeah. But if he does, love you, Dad. Okay, so, and he's like really into true crime and shit too. He doesn't watch it as religiously as me, but if I bring shit up, he'll be like, have you heard of the BTK killer? And I'm like, yeah, Dad.
Yeah, everyone has.
I've heard of him before. He
Oh, what was-
finds, tortures, and kills. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I got it.
Is that one?
Yeah, is that the one? So he kept telling me that he had a friend whose sister ended up dead in a swamp somewhere in a barrel, all the shit, right?
Jesus.
And I was like, God damn, that's an interesting ass story. You're going to have to figure out what their names were, and I'm going to try to see if I can find anything, right?
Yeah.
This was like when we first started the podcast, he was telling me. And then he was over this week when I was writing my notes, my show notes, so that I could tell you a fucking crazy ass story. And I was like, hey, Dad, what was the name of that friend whose sister ended up dead in a barrel? Because we need another barrel story. It's been a while, right?
Yeah. Barrel stories are usually some pretty fucking doozy-ish stories.
Exactly. And so he was like, oh, I can't remember his sister's name, but my really good friend, his name was Joe, and I think his last name was Wolfe, like Wolfe. And I was like, okay. And he's like, it happened in North Carolina or some, well, either North Carolina or North Dakota. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But anyway, so I was like, okay, let me just Google like Lady in Barrel Wolf last name, whatever,
Yeah.
North Carolina. And then it pops up, the mysterious death of Deborah Wolf. And I was like,
Did we do that one?
that's the one where the like barrel went missing. And they said that, the police were like, oh, it wasn't really a barrel. It was her coat.
Yeah,
And we were like, how the fuck do you mistake that for a barrel?
Yeah.
And her death is still like an unsolved mystery.
What?
That was my dad's really good friend's sister.
That's fucking crazy.
That's so crazy. And this whole time, I did it without even knowing that it was my dad's friend. Like, I just picked it because I was like, wow, that's a crazy ass story.
Did your dad ever meet her or anything?
Yeah, they were like best friends growing up.
Oh my God.
I don't know that
so
he
sad.
wasn't like best friends with the sister, but he was best friends with the brother.
But he'd
Or
like
whatever. Yeah,
it's
knew
like
of
when
her.
you go to your friend's house and their siblings are around.
Yeah, and then do you remember in the story how the parents hired a diver because they were upset with how the police were handling everything?
Yeah.
He was like, I remember him talking to me about it and telling me that they were upset with how the police are handling it. And I realized that isn't that shocking because I read it in the story, but it's fucking crazy that that's like my dad's friend.
Yeah.
Like blew my mind. And my dad was just like, yeah, that's the story. And I was like, Dad, do you realize how crazy this is? Like, out of all the murders, I picked that one and I told the story. And he's just like, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fucked up story, right? And I'm like, this could be my goddamn. And he's like, I don't know what that means.
It's like blowing your mind, and your poor dad's just like, yeah, it
I
was
know.
a murder. Can you chill?
Yeah, like, I don't know why you're so surprised. I'm like, Dad, do you realize how many murders there are?
I know, right?
There are so many.
Yeah, especially in like fucking ponds in the middle of nowhere.
In barrels.
In barrels. Probably not that many in barrels or ponds.
I don't know. Well, he told me that it was a swamp or something, like he couldn't remember the full story.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
goddamn.
mean, you could call it a swamp, probably. I think it's like a glass half full thing.
Yeah, like whatever you feel like calling this body of water.
They're
It
like,
was
that's
some
our
fucking water.
pond.
Well, I mean, and even then, I think it was like only 3 or 4 feet of water because they were like, she could just stand up and not drown.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure why this is a drowning issue.
Just the people that live there usually call it a pond because they're like, no, we meant to have that.
Yeah, it's not a swamp at all. I don't live on a swamp.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So isn't that crazy?
Yeah, goddamn.
I thought that was fucking wild.
That is crazy.
Okay, are you ready for my murder story?
I am so ready, Stacy.
Okay, so my story this week is about Peter Curtin, aka the Dusseldorf vampire.
Another vampire?
Yes, we haven't had one of these in a long time, so we're overdue for a vampire story.
Girl, I'm excited.
So, Peter Curtin was born in Cologne, Germany on May 26th, 1883. So, this is an old fucking case.
Ooh, an oldie but a goodie.
Yes, sir. And he was the oldest of 13 kids.
God damn.
I actually think he was like the third born kid, but the other two didn't make it because it was like the 1800s. So he became the eldest.
Oh, yeah. They lost a few back in the day.
They did. Supposedly, these 13 kids and his parents, they all lived in a one-room apartment. That sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds fucking awful.
And his father was an alcoholic and an abusive father,
Ooh,
which is always a great combination.
especially when you don't have a room to go to separately.
Can't slam any doors.
Yeah.
Screw you, Dad. I'm going to just sit in the corner.
Good night.
Can I have my pillow?
Yeah.
So this abusive father would force his mother to strip naked. Not the father's mother, Peter's mother.
All right.
He
Yeah.
would force the mother to strip naked and have sex with him in front of all of the children.
Ew.
I mean, granted, there is only one bedroom or one room,
yeah, but
still, yeah.
Ugh.
He even went to jail at one point for fucking incest because he raped his 13-year-old daughter.
Gross.
Super gross. When Peter was 9, he made friends with a neighbor who was a dog catcher. That's what he did for a living.
Uh-huh.
And this neighbor would torture the animals and he would kill them.
Oh, God.
And eventually he started performing bestiality acts on the
No.
on the animals.
The poor little puppies.
Ugh. And Peter was like subjected to all of this and he started to partake in like the torturing and shit.
Ugh.
And then as he grew older, he started to engage in bestiality acts with farm animals
Ew.
like goats and sheep and shit.
Well,
And
those are the best ones to do it with, I guess.
Supposedly. And he had to take it a step further because fucking the goats and sheep wasn't enough. He found that if he stabbed them first, he got more pleasure out of
What
it.
the fuck?
Spoiler alert, this is a gross story.
I guess. It's already gross.
Yeah. So he claims that when he was 9, he murdered 2 of his childhood friends. And he
Oh.
did this because they were all like playing in the river or fucking pool or some shit on a raft. And there was this boy that didn't know how to swim and he knew he didn't know how to swim. And so he was like, I'm going to push him off this raft and watch him die. So he did that. And then there was a second little boy that they were playing with and he was like fuck.
I'm
this
going to
little-
tell.
No, he was like, this little kid doesn't know how to swim. And so he jumped in to save him. And Peter was like, not today. And then he like held him underwater until he drowned. So then both the kids drowned.
What the fuck?
And he never got in trouble for it because it was like, you know, an accident. He was the only one around. So he was like, they accidentally drowned. Like, I don't know what happened. And no
Oh
one
my
ever
God.
suspected him. But as, you know, when the story ends, he admits to some shit. And he admits that he was the one who killed them.
Jesus.
Yeah, at 9. Holy shit. But he did have a fucked up childhood, but still.
Yeah, but
Whoa.
you don't go fucking murdering people.
Yeah, not your friends.
Yeah, you're friends. Like, you can't ever play with that kid again. You
Yeah.
realize that, right? That's
Yeah.
permanent.
Now you're bored. Now you just have a raft and some water. So obviously his home life wasn't that great and he was really unhappy. And so occasionally he would run away from home and he would go live on the streets. And in order to survive on the streets, he would steal shit from people so that he could eat and pay for crap.
Yeah.
And this landed him in and out of jail for petty crime.
All right.
Eventually, his mom left his father, and her and the kids moved to Cologne, Germany, where Peter eventually committed his first documented murder.
Okay.
Okay, so there's going to be a lot of murders.
Okay.
Buckle up. May
I'm ready.
25th, 1913, Peter was robbing a tavern when he found 9-year-old Christine Klein asleep in her bed. I guess her and her family lived in the apartment above the tavern. So he finds her, and he's like, oh shit, and he strangles her.
God
And then-
damn.
Yeah, and then he uses his pocket knife and slashes her throat twice.
Ugh.
And then he pleasured himself
Ah.
as her blood spilled off of the bed onto the floor. And like the
the fuck?
sound of the dripping blood is what made him ejaculate.
First of all, he had to tell someone that. What the fuck?
I know. That is so true. All of this shit we only know because he told us.
Yeah, that's the only way you would know.
Unless there's just like jizz everywhere and they're like, he must have ejaculated. I don't know how well.
If it's all speculation.
Yeah. I don't know how well the forensics were in like the 1800s.
I don't know, man. If I was into that kind of thing, I probably wouldn't tell anyone.
No.
Ever.
No.
That's fucking horrifying.
Yes,
Ugh.
it is. And so after he does this, the next day, Peter goes to the tavern across the street from where he did the murder in. And he wanted to listen to what the locals were saying about the murder, about the crime, because he was like getting like a high off of it. You know,
Yeah.
like, ooh,
Ugh.
oh my God, say what? That's so crazy. Tell me more.
Ugh.
He got off on this crime so much that after they like buried the little girl and had services and shit, he would go to her grave and he would run his fingers through the soil on top of her, and then he would spontaneously ejaculate.
What the fuck?
I hate that I laugh at these. It's your reaction. You're
Because
right though.
that's like horrifying, and I feel like
What if you just saw a dude running his finger through soil and then he's like, ugh.
over like a little girl's grave? That's
so wrong.
so wrong. That's so awful.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking gross. And then again, now you have me on this whole thing of like he admitted this to somebody.
Yeah, he had to tell somebody. He could have gone his whole life without ever telling anybody
mentioning
that.
it. Yeah. I don't want to spontaneously ejaculate. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Not to say, like, I don't know, that he shouldn't have told anyone, because this is all really interesting stuff, obviously. But at the same time, I might just stick with, like, the facts if I
Yeah.
was going to confess to a murder.
Yeah, like I was aroused.
Yeah, like, and then I came in my pants. But then I wouldn't ever tell about, like, going to her grave. Like, that's so fucking weird.
It is super weird.
What a fucking creep.
Yeah. So 2 months after taking Christine's life, Peter then used a skeleton key. I'm not quite sure how he got the skeleton key, but he used it to break into another home where he discovered 17-year-old Gertrude Franken.
No.
And he again strangled the young girl and he slashed at her throat and he got himself off while watching the blood pour out of her mouth.
What the fuck?
This is a disturbing one. I should have warned that there's like little kids and shit.
Yeah.
So here's your warning.
So now that you know.
He went undetected for these 2 murders, but was eventually busted for arson for like an unrelated crime or whatever. I guess he was catching shit on fire. And they were like, hey, fucker, you can't light shit on fire. And so they gave him 8 years in prison.
Oh my God.
And he was released in April of 1921.
How old is he at this point?
We'd have to do some math because he was born in 1880 something, 1883, 93.
So he's like in his 40s.
Yeah, he's pretty old by now.
Or 30s or 40s anyway.
Something like that, yeah. He's older in life running around committing all these fucking crimes and shit, right?
Yeah, he's a man. He's not like a teenager.
Yeah, exactly. So, April of 1921, he gets out and he meets and marries his wife, who was a former prostitute.
Okay.
Evidently, they were doing pretty well because they had fucking maids.
Ooh.
Ooh. And he started having an affair with the maids.
Okay.
His wife finds out and she's pissed. And so she pulls the maids to the side and she's like, hey, you guys should go to the cops and say that he raped you and turn him in for rape.
God damn.
I know, she's not fucking around.
Yeah, that's a next level.
Yeah, and so they do. They go and they say he raped me, and then so he served like 6 to 8 months. There was like different reports.
Holy shit.
6 to 8 months for rape.
She's like, that's what you get for cheating on me, bitch.
Yeah, but they stayed together. She didn't like divorce. Maybe divorce wasn't a thing.
It's just punishment.
Yeah, just like, fuck you.
She's like, it's fitting of the crime.
You've served your time.
Yeah.
Then in 1929, so 8 years later, Peter goes on a fucking murdering frenzy.
Uh-oh.
On February 3rd of that year, he stalked and attacked an elderly woman whose name was Apollina.
I really thought you were going to say Aquaman.
Nope. Apollonia. Sorry, there's a lot of letters. His name was Apollonia, and he stalked her on the streets. Like, he was just fucking watching her on the streets. He pulled her into the bushes and told her, don't fucking scream. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Said, don't scream. And then he stabbed her 24 times with scissors.
Oh, God.
The stab wounds were so deep, they hit bone,
Oh, my God.
but she survived.
Jesus. Oh, that makes my butt hurt.
What?
You don't get that?
No, my butt is fine.
Someone out there knows what I'm talking about. Where you get the tinglies and it doesn't feel good?
Yeah, that happens like over my body.
Oh,
Like
it's
shock, like, oh
just centered in my butt.
my God.
Sometimes my feet if it's heights.
Your nerve endings are fucking weird. Okay, so February 8th, 5 days later, he strangled 9-year-old Rosa Oliger
No.
till she passed out.
Ah.
And then he used his scissors to stab her in the stomach, the temples, the genitals, and the heart.
The temples?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. While doing this, he ejaculated. And this is the worst part of the whole, everything in my story. For some reason, this is the grossest part, and I debated not putting it in there, but I'm sharing everything else. So
I don't like it already.
he ejaculated, and then he pushed his semen into her using his fingers.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know why. And she was 9. So can we not?
That poor little girl.
I know. At least she was dead when that happened.
I mean,
Like, it's necrophilia, and it's not good. But at least she didn't feel it. Okay, we have to talk about. Let's carry on.
yeah. He didn't rape her?
Not while she was alive. Nope, he just ejaculated. Don't worry, he does some raping later.
Interesting.
Yep.
I feel like a
Yes.
psychologist would have something to say about this.
Yes. Well, I mean, like, he would jizz while he's, like, stabbing and shit.
Yeah, he would like get off on it,
Spontaneously,
but
yeah.
Spontaneously combust his penis.
His britches.
His britches. Spontaneously combusted his britches. Gross.
Oh, it's gross. So maybe he didn't, like, he was like, oh, fuck, I'm done, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So he hid her body in some bushes, and then he returned later to douse her in kerosene and light her on fire.
Oh, shit.
And while he watched her burn, he again spontaneously ejaculated.
Oh, my God. Just so we're all clear, I'm pretty sure that fire and arson and stuff is like one of the 3 signs of a fucking... Your kid's gonna grow up to be a serial killer.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and so he had like the animal torture one, and
Yep.
then the arson one. I don't remember what the other one was.
Like
Wetting the bed, I think.
Fucked up father. Oh, okay. Yeah, wetting the bed. I'm sure he did.
He probably
didn't
did.
tell that part.
He probably blamed it on one of his younger 13 siblings.
Yeah. He was like, listen, I'll jizz in my pants unexpectedly, but I do not wet the bed.
So I just wanted to say he's fucking nailing them so far.
Yeah, he's fitting the bill.
Yeah. I mean, if it weren't for all the murders,
Yeah.
we would know that he would go on to murder someone.
We could be sure of it.
Yeah.
So he sets the little girl's body on fire, right?
Yeah.
And then her body was found the next day. Again, at this point, no one knows who's doing all this murdering, right?
Yeah.
On February 13th, so this is like a couple days later,
Yeah.
he stabs 45-year-old Rudolph Scheer 20 times in the head, the back, and the eyes.
Ugh.
And then he returned to the crime scene when police arrived, and he was like, oh my goodness, what has happened here? Like, he was acting like a concerned citizen.
And he's coming in his pants the whole time. He's fucking spontaneously combusting his britches.
What happened?
While he's talking to them. Oh my
Probably.
God, 45 you say.
Oh my God, we're like 12-year-old boys.
I know.
Anyway, probably. So he was like, oh, I want to hear what these people are saying about this awesome murderer, aka me.
Yeah.
So then he goes on to attempt to strangle 4 more women over the next few months, but he doesn't actually kill anyone, and none of them are reported or like tied to him officially.
What?
So this is his account saying, over the next couple months I started just fucking strangling people for funsies.
But like nobody died, and also nobody came forward and was like, hey, this fucking guy strangled me.
Yeah, can we make him stop? So
Can we get a handle on this maybe? Do you think it has anything to do with all these other murders that are going on?
where they keep getting strangled?
Yeah.
So then on August 8th, Peter meets Maria Hahn, and the two agree to go on a date. Mind you, he's married.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so he's like, what's up, baby? Let's go on a date. And she's like, all right, sounds great. And on August 11th, Peter lures Maria into a meadow.
Nope.
Let's just go on a date in a meadow.
Nope. I mean,
I
that's
prepared this picnic.
It's an ideal date for me. Like, is that taco shop on that tablecloth out there in this meadow?
Baby, I got rolled tacos and carne asada fries.
That's how I'm going to get murdered.
It is. It's not going to be puppies.
No.
It'll be puppies, but
It probably will be puppies.
there'll be puppies running around in the meadow instead of like little blue birds.
Or it'll be like a van that just says like carne asada fries with like an arrow to the back. And, it'll be
And
like,
there's just like a dude waving a plastic fork out the passenger side.
oh, right here you say.
Shit, I'm hungry. So, August 11th, like I said, he lures her into the meadow, and then he stabs her in the chest,
Ugh.
in the head.
God damn. Is it still with scissors, or has he invested in a knife yet?
No, I think it's still with scissors.
That's a weird thing. That's got to be a thing for him.
I know. So he stabs her. Well, I'll get into that in a second. But he stabs her in the chest and the head, and then he sits on top of her body as she dies.
Oh,
I don't know if he
God.
literally sits on top of her or if he like lays on her or whatever, but he
He's on top of her.
like cuddling her.
Ugh.
Yeah. So he returns home where his wife notices that he's got fucking blood all over his clothes because he stabbed somebody.
Yeah.
And he gets really nervous that she is onto him and like, oh, he's the one committing all these murders, right? Because
Uh-oh.
the whole fucking town is hearing about all these murders, but they don't know who or why or what, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, fuck, she's going to tie him to me. So he goes back to Maria's body where he murdered her in the meadow, and he picks it up and buries it in a cornfield. Like takes his body to a cornfield to hide it.
Okay.
He then, several weeks later, is like, you know who I miss? I miss Maria. And so he goes back to her body and he digs it up.
Nope.
And he's like, I have a great idea. I'm going to nail her body to a tree to make it look like some like sacrificial thing.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And so he's like, let's go get her. And then he digs her up and he starts to try to move her. And her body is like severely decomposing at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't this weeks later or something?
Weeks later. And he's like, fuck, she's too heavy to move. I can't like nail her to a tree. So instead, he just cuddled with her dead remains.
Oh, gross.
He laid on top of her and then he like buried her back in the ground.
That is fucking disgusting.
It's so gross. I wonder, like, you were worried about bloodstains. Now you're going to go home smelling like dead person.
Like literal death and maggots. Like imagine the bugs on it. Ugh,
Gross.
that's awful.
Okay, 3 months later, he's like, the police aren't catching on to what the fuck's going on here, so I'm gonna mail them a map. And so he draws this map.
Typical.
Yeah.
Typical fucking serial killer.
Typical. So he mails this map anonymously. So this map was to show the police where he hid and buried Maria's body.
Mm-hmm.
So using this map, the police find her on November 15th.
Ugh, okay.
Yeah. And they're like, what the fuck is going on? We didn't even know this lady was dead.
Yeah.
Shit. Then Peter wanted to throw the cops off and make them think that there was more than one killer on the loose. So he changed from using scissors to using a knife.
Okay.
And he started stabbing at random instead of having like this profile of these women and shit.
Yeah.
He just started like stabbing people. And so then he goes on to stab an 18-year-old girl, a 30-year-old man, and a 37-year-old woman. Like just like fucking cha, cha, cha.
Oh my God. Okay.
And then the next thing that happens is he's on some fairground somewhere in Germany and he sees these two girls walking together and they're sisters. And it's 14-year-old Louise and 5-year-old Gertrude.
5 years old?
5 years old. So he asks the older one, Louise, to go run to the store and buy him some smokes. And he's alone with the 5-year-old.
What? No.
And while he's alone, he strangles her by lifting her off the ground by her neck. He slits her throat.
Oh my God.
And then he throws her in some bushes. And then when the older girl returns, he strangles her, stabs her in the torso, and bit at her neck, slit her neck open twice, and began sucking the fucking blood out of the cuts.
Oh, there comes that vampire thing.
Here's where that vampire thing comes in.
That's fucking gross.
The next day, Peter asks a 27-year-old housemaid named Gertrude. This is a common name of his, like, the people he kills. He asks his housemaid to have sex with him, and she's like, no, I don't want to. And he yells, quote, well, die then.
Oh my God.
And then he stabs her in the head, the neck, and the back, but she survived. But the only thing she could tell the investigators was that he seemed to be 40. So this must have been like...
Not her huge.
Yeah. Or like maybe like you're staying at a hotel or something.
Oh, okay.
Like a housemaid at a hotel.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Never really thought about that when I was writing my notes, but
Ugh.
she like couldn't explain who he was. It's just like, he looks like a 40-year-old man. And they're like, great, we have nothing to go off of.
Oh, okay. We'll
for all
bring
of
in
your help.
fucking half the town.
Yeah, exactly. Peter then began to use a hammer as his attacking tool to like throw the cops off more.
Oh my God.
And on 4 occasions, he persuaded young women to go on a walk alone with him.
Nope. Bad idea.
Yep. Where he would then strike them over the head and in both temples with the hammer.
What is with the temple thing? That's such a sensitive part.
That's why.
I guess. I don't like it.
Yes, I know. And so he would hit them in the head with the hammer until they died, and then he would rape their corpse.
Ew.
So he was into necrophilia.
Yeah.
All right, at this time, right, these women are popping up dead, and they're starting to call him the vampire Dusseldorf or whatever.
Yeah.
He's getting this, like, big old name, right? Finally being that this is the final murder I will tell you about.
Yes.
Not like finally he did this
He
thing.
finally killed this bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
In 1929, he convinced 5-year-old Gertrude, again,
Oh.
to walk with him alone to a secluded area where he strangled her, stabbed her in the left temple with scissors, and then he stabbed her 34 more times in the head and the chest.
Oh my God. Little 5-year-old.
I know. This guy's fucked up, man. Like,
That's so awful.
yeah.
My kids too.
I know. I don't like it. Again, Peter's like, hey, the cops aren't catching on to me enough. They're not playing with me enough. Let me mail them another map. So he sends them a map showing where this last Gertrude's body is.
Yeah.
I should have added their last names. That would make the storytelling a little easier. This whole time, the police were thinking that they had multiple killers on their hands.
Yeah.
But when they get the 2 maps and they do like a handwriting analysis on them, they realize it's one person.
Yeah.
So they're like,
So-
okay,
So all of his work to throw them off was like fucking
stupid, because
Yeah.
shouldn't have did your fucking handwriting thing.
What a dum-dum.
Oh, what a dum-dum. So Peter continues to attack people with his hammer, but he doesn't have any successful kills.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he's just like on the fucking rampage.
All right.
And then on May 14th, 1930, 20-year-old Maria Bucklick, I know I had to say that last name, Bucklick. I'm probably saying it wrong anyway. Anyway, she's approached by a man at a train station who offers to walk her to a local lodging hostel. And the man is like, you know, she's not from around here. Let me help her out.
Yeah.
So instead of taking her to a hostel, he starts to lead her to like this sketchy park.
Yeah. Come into this fucking random ass field or
Yeah,
whatever.
come run with me in this meadow.
Yeah.
And they start to argue because she's like, yo, you were supposed to take me somewhere else. What the fuck's going on, right?
Yeah. This isn't at all the lodgings I was supposed to be staying at.
Exactly. And then, so a second man walks up and is like, excuse me, ma'am, is this man bothering you? And she's like, yes. And so the first guy is like, toodles, motherfucker. And he walks away, like skitters away, like,
Okay.
almost got me.
Yeah. I've been caught.
Yes. And
And then the second guy ends up being the murderer.
exactly
Really?
the second guy was Peter. So Peter's like, hey, miss, what are you doing in these neck of the woods? And she's like, I'm looking for a place to stay. And he's like, well, why don't you come back to my house?
You will not believe what I have in store for you.
Yes. And she's like, okay, you're so kind. And then they go to his house and he was like, excuse me, ma'am, I would like 1 sex. And she was like, I would like to not give you that sex.
I have no sex for trade.
Yeah. And so he was like, all right, I'll take you to a hotel. Very calmly, right? Like, no problem. No sex. No issue here. That's fine. Thank you for being honest with me.
Thank you for considering my offer.
Yes. And so he's like, let me just take you to this hotel. Except for instead of taking her to a hotel, he took her to the woods.
Uh-huh.
And he attempted to strangle her while he raped her.
Oh,
so she was alive
God.
for this part.
Oh, God.
And she started to scream. And Peter was like, whoa, let me just let you go for some unknown fucking reason. Instead of like continuing to kill her.
Yeah.
He lets her go because she says she doesn't remember his address or anything. So he's like, okay, whatever. Fucking, you're lucky.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So.
And then she went to the police and was like, he lives at 123 Fake Street.
No. Instead, what she does is she writes a letter to her friend to be like, you're never going to fucking guess what happened to me, Becky. Some shit went down. And so she writes this whole letter explaining the experience and what happened.
Uh-huh.
And she mails it, but she got the address wrong. And
His address or Becky's address?
Like Becky's address.
Okay.
By the way, for the record.
Her name's not actually Becky.
Yes.
Probably.
Okay.
It's probably Gertrude, but go on.
Exactly. Okay, so the letter gets stuck at the mail office place
Oh my
because they
God.
can't send it anywhere. And there's this mail clerk, and they're like, well, let's just fucking see what we have here. And the mail clerk opens the letter and reads it, and they're like, holy fucking shit, we need to take this to the police.
This is some juicy gossip.
Yes, you're never going to guess what happened.
And they tacked it up on their fucking corkboard and we're like,
this is my favorite letter I found.
OMG.
Yeah. No, they give it to the police.
That's smart.
And the police are like, oh shit, maybe this is our guy. Let's go talk to Mary.
Yeah.
And so they contact her, and she leads him to Peter's apartment because she lied to him, obviously, and did know where he lived.
Yeah.
Still remembered where he lived. So the cops are like, let's case the joint. And they go knock on the door, and Peter's not home. But Peter's in the hallways of the apartment or some shit. He's somewhere nearby where he sees the cops casing the joint out. And he's like, oh, fuck, I've been caught. The jig is up, right?
Yeah.
And so he goes to his wife, and he's like, listen, I've done some shit. And you need to know because the jig is up. And he says, I'm the vampire of Dusseldorf.
Yes, it's really me.
Hold your autographs.
Yeah.
But I wanted to tell you because I think that you, as my wife, should turn me in and you'll get the reward money.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah. So then the next day she's like, all right, fuck you.
Yeah.
And so she turns him in.
She fucking turned him in for rape.
I know, exactly. So she turns him in and he's arrested and he gives his full confession, which is how we know all of this shit.
Uh-huh.
And-
Even more than we wanted to know.
Yes, about his spontaneous ejaculation.
Mm-hmm.
In total, he was responsible for 68 crimes, including 10 murders and 31 attempted murders.
Oh my
All
God.
the other shit was probably fucking arson or whatever.
Yeah.
He admitted that often the sight of the blood alone was enough to make him orgasm.
Oh,
And
gross.
that I know. Here's grosser. And that he would drink the blood from his victims. He
Ugh.
says that he drank the blood from the neck of one, the temple of others, and
Gross.
he licked the blood off of another person's hands. And he drank so much blood one time that he vomited.
Ew. Yeah, that's really bad for you.
Yeah. And it's like the early 1900s. I'm sure you're getting fucking syphilis and
Yeah, like
hepatitis and
swine flu. Whatever the fuck else you can get. I don't know, man.
swine flu. Oh, God. Exactly. Yeah. It's not good. You shouldn't be drinking other people's blood.
No. It's not meant to be in your body.
No. Well, it is, but in a different way.
Not yours.
Yeah. Your blood is not meant to be in my body, correct?
Yeah.
He also randomly admitted to cutting off a swan's head and he drank the blood from the bird's neck.
What is this, Ozzy Osbourne?
I don't know. And he admitted that when he did that, it made him ejaculate. Like, I did that and then I jizzed.
Like, is he at a park? Where does one find a swan?
I'm sure it was easier in the,
Fucking
the
Cobra
20s
Goose.
before we get...
How does that thing not beat his ass, first of all?
I don't know. They are pretty aggressive. But
They're
you have
so
to remember, he was like fucking farm animals and shit, so he was probably really good at it.
If you just grab him by the head real quick, though, you can usually get him.
That's a weird thing that you know.
My dad had to protect me from a swan when I was little.
You wouldn't be here today.
Nope.
Okay, so obviously he's fucking captured, put in prison, and he admits to doing all this shit. And they were like, wow, we hate you, so you're on death row.
Yeah.
And then on July 1st, 1931, Peter ordered his last meal, and he ordered a meal from Wiener Schnitzel.
Wait, did they have that then?
Supposedly. I mean, listen, this part was probably from Wikipedia, so I don't know. Somebody's just being stars.
Germany actually the birthplace of Wiener Schnitzel. For some reason, I thought that was very Americanized.
It probably is. It's just like a basic fucking hot dog if you get it here. Anyway, he ordered that, some white wine, and fried potatoes.
White wine with it.
Yeah, he's classy. Listen.
Where did he get the fried potatoes from? Like,
Have you ever had fried potatoes?
Yeah, they're bomb.
I know. That's probably why. It's
But
your
I
last
mean-
meal. You're like, I fucking love fried potatoes.
Why with a Wiener Schnitzel hot dog? I'm going to assume they're better in Germany.
If it's my last meal, the food doesn't have to go together.
No, you're not
I'd
wrong.
be like, I want some hot Cheetos and chocolate ice cream.
But like white wine, fried potatoes, you're on a good start. And then it's like Wiener Schnitzel hot dog.
Little
Listen.
rogue there.
Yeah. I don't agree with your choices.
But it's his last meal, so don't judge.
But I'm still...
at least he wasn't like, I want the blood of a virgin.
That's true. It could have been worse. Could have been, what if it was red wine?
Ooh.
Bum, 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 bum.
Okay, so Jesus
God
Christ.
damn it.
So 6 a.m. the following morning, he was beheaded via guillotine.
Oh my God.
Well, this is the early
See,
fucking
I didn't-
1900s.
I didn't think that Wiener Schnitzel and guillotines existed at the same
In
time.
the same period.
Yeah.
That's so true.
All I can think of is a fucking red and yellow restaurant, though.
With the canvas canopies.
Yeah, and then like the people that you would expect to see outside watching a beheading at a guillotine, they have like cloaks and shit. Was the guy inside the Wiener Schnitzel have like a red and yellow cloak on?
Probably. At least it wasn't like a hot dog on a stick or some shit.
Oh my God, with the stupid hats,
Or, like plunging the
lemonade.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
happily. Lemonade here. All right. So before he puts his head on the little chopping block, Peter asks, quote, "After my head is chopped off, will I still be able to hear, at least for a moment, the sound of my own blood gushing from the stump on my neck? That would be the pleasure to end all pleasures." I don't know if he got an answer. What?
And they were like, ew.
They're like, I don't know. You fucking let me know. Shink.
Yeah. Oh, that's gross. I think I've actually heard that last quote before,
Really?
but that's the only part of the story that I've ever heard.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Gross.
this is a really big case because there was a lot of shit on it. But
Yeah.
I had never heard it, so there. Oh, here's the coolest part of this whole fucking story, which I
Okay.
didn't know about,
Okay.
but now I do. After his execution, motherfuckers picked up his head and they were like, we're going to look into this shit because he did some weird shit and I want to know what's going on inside of this noggin.
Yeah.
So they bisected it and they fucking checked that shit out and they were like, nothing unusual here.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't find anything. There was something about like one of his fucking glands were smaller, something, but nothing significant that would explain why he murdered all these people.
Yeah.
But his head is currently on display in the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum in Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin.
Where's that? In Wisconsin?
Yeah. Yeah, that last part was the state that I named.
It's been a long day.
So anybody in Wisconsin, please go take a picture of that.
How do they have his head? Is it like,
It's you can Google it because I'm like
Formaldehyde
obviously
it?
I'm gonna post that on the site.
yeah.
On our site. But it's like his head is literally split in half on display and it looks like a head chopped in half and it's like fucking, embalmed or whatever so that it stayed like a head. And then they have it like hanging on a fishhook chain or something. I don't know.
What?
It looks so weird. But that guy fucking killed a lot of people and drank their blood.
Oh my God, that's fucking terrifying. Also, someone in Wisconsin was like, can you save that for me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I would like to put that in my museum of fucking horrific shit.
In Ripley's Believe It or Not. So I'm sure one of our listeners lives in Wisconsin.
Yeah, anybody in Wisconsin, can you go send us a picture of that?
That would be awesome.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, so that's
it's a
my story.
real head. I mean, I know
Yeah.
I've been to like the bodies museums and stuff, and I know those are real people, but like
No, it's like a head split right in half.
that's not for like entertainment, That's for science or
Science.
research and like learning and shit.
Yeah.
For entertainment, just seems so like that's illegal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Isn't it?
Ugh. Well, goddamn, Stacey.
Well, they put like mummies and shit on display.
yeah, but that's again for like learning shit.
On that lovely note,
All right, you ready for my murder story?
I would love to hear a story about murder.
that you didn't research.
Yes, please.
All right,
Oh, I always love it when it's not my turn to tell the story.
I know you can
Ugh,
just listen,
So relaxing.
kick your feet up.
Yeah.
All right, lady.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so mine is about a man named Richard Wade Farley.
Ooh.
Hmm.
When you said Richard Wade, I was like, I've heard this one.
Oh no!
Just because they're always named Richard or Wade,
they are always named Richard or
But-
like Roy.
but not Farley.
Not
There's
Farley.
only one.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He
He
did.
did. Okay, so he was born in 1948 in Texas, and his dad was in the Air Force, so per usual military family, he was moving around a bunch, right?
Got it.
And they landed in California,
Ooh.
much like our lives.
Exactly. That's why we're here and we've met.
Yeah, exactly. He was the oldest of 6 kids, and apparently he was an unremarkable child.
Aw, that's sad.
Yeah, well, you know,
Or good.
or good.
Yeah.
In this case, not.
Okay.
He was a loner, and he was considered a wimp in school, and he didn't have any close friends.
Aw.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Poor Richard.
That's the guy that you have to make friends with to make sure that he doesn't fucking kill everybody.
Oh, yeah. You want a Snickers?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Anyway, so fucking Richard.
Okay, so then he joined the Navy in 1967, and he was discharged in 1977, so a solid 10 years. He had been trained in computer technology and was considered a good marksman and had a decent military career.
Okay.
So
He did mediocre again.
he did just about average.
Oh, mediocre dick.
Oh, mediocre dick, yep. But the people who knew him or worked closely with him were like, no, that guy was a fucking loner. He was egotistical. He was arrogant. Like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Those aren't good traits to have.
No. And they didn't seem to like him. But like his command or whatever was like, yeah, I mean, he got his work done. Which
Yeah,
is
he
all
did
you
his
can
shit.
ask.
And then he
Yeah.
left.
Exactly. And then he went home. So they didn't fucking care what he did on his
Spare time.
personal time. Yeah.
Which I'm assuming is not good.
It's not later. So he became a defense contractor in Sunnyvale at a company called Electromagnetic Systems Labs.
Oh, all right.
He was a smart guy, apparently.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
To work at a place like that.
Yeah. And by April of 1984, he was still working there, and he went to a company, like, fucking party, I guess.
Picnic.
Yeah. And he met a lady named Laura Black.
Uh-huh.
So he shot his shot with her. He was like, "Sup, baby?"
You work here too?
Hey, girl.
Like a little office romance going?
Mm-hmm. And she was like, "Nope,
I'm good, you're arrogant.
not into it at all."
Uh-oh.
And he was like, "All right, I'm going to take this like a gentleman, very gracefully,
Uh-huh.
and just completely ignore everything that you've said, and I'm going to continue trying."
Oh, shit.
And so she was 23 years old at the time, and he was 36.
Okay, so there's a bit of an age gap.
I mean, listen, if you're not into it, you're not into it.
Preach.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
That's I'll say it all the time. So he was like, "Nope, I'm still obsessed with you, right? Like, I found my one true soulmate. I'm in love."
Laura.
Mm-hmm. And so he
Why?
found her desk at work, and he started bringing stuff to her and leaving it on her desk.
I mean, like, is this like a cat thing where they bring you dead lizards?
No, it was more like
I brought you a
homemade bread.
gift. Oh, it's like I just made this cornbread.
Yeah, exactly. And like cards and other gifts and stuff. But like, I wouldn't eat my coworkers' fucking homemade bread.
No, your homemade cornbread.
No.
I mean, I would if I knew them and they weren't trying to pursue me, and it was a potluck.
Yeah.
Also, maybe not now after this podcast.
No, I don't think so. And she was still like, fucking, "No, bro.
Stop! I don't want y'all cornbread.
I don't want your cornbread. Like, I don't want what you're selling. Get out of here."
Got it.
And he was like, "I gotta try harder."
Listen, how about cake? Everybody loves cake.
So he started calling her desk every couple of hours
Oh no!
and then like showing up at her desk to talk to her.
hey, Laura,
Yeah.
did you try my cake?
And she was like, "Fucking no, you crazy person."
Stop!
Yeah. And so then he decided that he was like, "I'm going to escalate this even further."
As one always should.
Yeah. And so he talked to the HR department.
What?
At work.
This
Yeah.
is a bad idea.
And somehow he convinced them that he needed her home address and phone number.
No.
Yeah. And they were like, "Totally. This seems plausible.
Oh,
no
no.
fucking problem. Here you go." Right?
Oh God.
Yeah. So then he talked to the janitors at work and he made friends with them and then convinced them that he needed a key to her desk
Oh my God. This is creepy.
so he could rifle through her shit. Yeah, it's
No.
fucking creepy.
Why would you want to rifle through it?
So he could find out more information about her.
Oh,
like
she
what
really
she likes.
likes.
Maybe she doesn't like cornbread and she has a diary about it.
She's just gonna go read her fucking sticky notes.
Exactly.
Oh, she needs milk. I'm gonna bring her milk.
This fucking guy keeps bringing me cornbread.
Oh, God, that's so creepy.
Yeah. And as if all of that wasn't bad enough, he was somehow also able to get access to her confidential personal files.
Oh, no. Like
Which-
Social Security and shit? Like
I don't know.
the shit you have at work
I think so.
to get a job?
Yeah, because the only, like, I don't understand what personal files I would have at work. I don't think they have a file on me. Like,
I know,
Erin
right?
likes chocolate cake and her birthday's on the 7th. Like,
There's just one paperclip on there holding the paper in the manila envelope.
there's no other papers. They just have the paper clip. Exactly. And it's just a post-it on a piece of paper because it wasn't enough information.
Erin likes chocolate.
So then he started sending her letters to her house, right? Because he has her fucking home address.
Oh, he's going to pen pal this shit.
Yeah,
That's not creepy.
not at all.
Yeah.
And I wish I knew what they said.
Ah, we
But-
need a dramatic reading.
I know.
We're long overdue.
We really are. But I do know that at least a couple of the times that he sent letters, he had enclosed pictures that he had cut up and like fucking old school photoshopped of him and Laura together.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Like he cut their heads off and like put it on a couple standing next to each other or something?
Yeah, like you did with magazines of like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio when you were little and you're like, look, we went to prom together.
I never did that.
Don't lie.
Erin, I never did that.
Me either.
Jesus Christ.
My room was like a serial killer's room when I was little. I had like letters cut out of fucking magazines.
I did that. I did
Yeah.
a lot of like collages, but I never.
You didn't like put random celebrities
No.
in with your friends?
No.
Me either. So weird.
Liar.
Anyway.
So this guy definitely did that.
Yeah,
With his
so-
own face.
With his face and with Laura's face.
That's creepy.
Yeah. And he sent over 200 letters to her
Stop it.
over 4 years.
That's way too many.
But it's a fucking lot of letters.
That's a letter a week.
Yeah, that's too many goddamn letters. And so Laura was obviously like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. How many stamps you blown through, buddy? You made him
So
money?
expensive.
What if he was like dropping them off in her mailbox?
Ooh, he could have been. He knew her address.
These motherfucking dogs. Welcome to fucking Chelsea Barks. Now that we're recording at my house instead of Erin's.
Well, if you hear dogs barking, it's Stacy's dog protecting us from murderers.
Yes, I appreciate her.
All right. So Laura goes to HR and she's like, fucking bro. Like,
How the fuck did he get my information?
yeah, check this shit out. This guy is a fucking crazy person. And
Yeah.
he's sending me letters. Like, this is too much. Why would you give him all of this information? I hate you.
Yeah, like, hey, HR, look alive. We got a case. You
Exactly.
gotta do something about it. Make him stop.
Yeah. And so they ordered him to go to psychological counseling sessions.
I didn't know your work could order you that.
I didn't either, but this job he got through the military, and I guess it's like a fucking confidential ass job. Like,
Ooh, sounds official.
yeah, one of those like higher up job type things. So maybe,
Area 51, perhaps?
yeah, maybe they were like, you have to be psychologically like fucking okay to do this job.
Sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're not. So, hey, Dick.
Yeah, so get your shit together.
Yeah.
Get it all together.
Come on.
So it apparently didn't help because the harassment continued,
Oh, great.
obviously.
Yeah.
And she moved 4 times during these 4 years that he was sending the letters.
And he kept getting her address?
Yep.
From HR?
I think it was from HR, but I'm not positive. But
Oh
he kept
my God.
like finding her address. But also, if you know it once, you just have to follow her to the next place.
Do you, though? You just, like, stake her out?
I
while
mean,
she
yeah,
moves?
if you're like actually at her house.
Guess you could, like, phone book her.
Oh, you probably
Because
could.
this is, like, before Google and shit, right?
Yeah, it was like 80s and 90s.
Oh, God. That's scary.
Yeah. So Dick over here fucking started threatening other employees at work as well.
Why? What was he? Was he like,
I think it was just like a hostile environment, and he was like,
like you?
yeah, like, I'm a crazy person. I'm gonna threaten you. And maybe Laura was telling other people, like, hey, watch
Oh.
out for fucking Dick over here.
But wait, he wasn't, like, threatening her, right? He was just like, hey.
No, he was just
I
like
like you.
super harassing her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like, too much.
Yes.
Yeah. But then he started threatening other employees and stuff.
Jeez, that's not safe.
Yeah. And I guess his performance at work started dropping. And so the work was like, you know what?
Fucking a letter a week. That's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time. And stopping by her desk and
Yeah.
all fucking harassing other people now and whatever.
Yeah. You
And
need to
so-
work, Richard.
The work was like well, we can't have him harassing other people. So they fired him.
Okay, good.
In
This should
May-
have happened a long time ago.
Yes, it should have. It was in May of 1986. So this
Okay.
is 2 years after he met Laura.
Alrighty.
So he's still, like, constantly sending letters. 'Cause
Well, yeah,
remember
he
I
has
said-
like all of her personal information. So
Exactly.
I'm sure it didn't stop.
And just before he was fired, he wrote another letter that said, once I'm fired, you won't be able to control me ever again. Pretty
No.
soon, I'll crack under the pressure and run amok and destroy everything in my path.
That's when you call the cops.
Fucking foreshadowing.
Alrighty.
Yeah. But he got another job at a competitor company in the same town. I guess they weren't like, fucking blacklist this guy, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Bolo.
yeah.
You don't want this motherfucker working here.
Yeah. And obviously he hadn't forgotten about Laura. He continued stalking her and writing her letters and stuff. But also, he was struggling in his own life where he lost 2 houses and was in trouble with the IRS for back taxes.
Oh, God.
So, like, his life's falling apart. This chick who he's fucking thinks he's soulmates with or whatever isn't having it. He gets fired from his job. He gets to get another job somewhere else. Like,
He's starting to get to rock bottom.
yeah, shit's about to hit the fan, right?
Okay.
In January of 1988, Laura had a package on her car. And inside was a note from Richard with a copy of her house key inside.
Stop.
Yeah. So
How?
I guess he's just like proving that he had this or that he could get this. I mean, he probably took a fucking copy of it if he gave her a copy, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's
Like,
like
you gotta keep one.
yeah,
Not giving
yeah.
away your only copy.
You keep the original.
Exactly.
That's so scary. You move out. You don't go back to that house.
Terrifying. Yeah.
Oh,
No. So
Lord.
one of the letters that he wrote during this time said, "You cost me a job, $40,000 in equity taxes I can't pay, and a foreclosure. Yet I still like you. Why do you want to find out how far I'll go? I absolutely will not be pushed around, and I'm beginning to get tired of being nice."
Oh, she's not doing anything. She's just ignoring you, buddy.
She's literally doing nothing.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, fucking stop, bro. Like, I
Yeah.
want nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Laura.
I know. It's
Okay.
terrifying, right?
Yes, I want her to leave and just go and just disappear and not look back.
It sucks though, because it's like it's her life, it's her job, it's her house, and she's moved a bunch of times.
I know.
Like,
I know. She
what
shouldn't
the
have
fuck
to.
else is she supposed to do?
But it's not worth it. This guy's crazy.
No, but
Run
like,
away.
do you up and leave all your friends and your family in this place that you've lived for
I know,
however long?
right?
Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. This guy's a fucking crazy person.
Well, that's why you have an older brother who's crazier and he just
Take care of the
business.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there was apparently evidence of Richard trying different combinations to Laura's garage door opener for hours.
How? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How can you stand out there for hours and not one person be like, yo, bro,
I don't know.
what are you doing here?
But I mean, I guess somebody must have seen him to be like, hey,
You should check that out.
like, whoa, that's crazy, right? I don't think I would confront a person that was just like really out there trying it. I would
For
probably call
hours?
the cops though.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
that's suspicious.
Yeah, this dude's still out there.
Yeah,
He's really stuck.
exactly. But like, where do you start? Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know.
1, 2, 3,
Well, he knew
5.
so much about her. Maybe he was like picking important dates and shit.
Well, he could have been, or
Yeah.
it was like 0, 0, 0, 0. Let's start from the bottom.
He's got like a list. He's like, fuck,
Yeah,
I lost my place.
scratch it off. Okay, so then he tried to rent out the neighboring unit, like to her fucking house.
That is so, like as if this wasn't invasive enough.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah. And so this is one of the 4 times that she was like deuces and she moved, right?
Yeah. Good.
He would also call her house and make plans to go on dates with her. And she obviously wouldn't answer the phone and would ignore the messages and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But he would take that as acceptance since she didn't say no, technically.
No.
So then he would show up at like the appointed time that he set or whatever.
Ew.
Yeah, to pick her up at her house. And she'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like, no.
At least she knew when to be missing.
Right? But as far as I know, she was just trying to go about her fucking life,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
she would be there. And he took that as her, like, playing hard to get.
Oh
or
my god, this
playing
guy's
with him.
delusional.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's like, oh, she just wants me to try harder. Like,
Oh my
she didn't say
gosh.
no. She's leading me on now, right?
Ew.
Exactly. In February 1988, Laura attempted to get a restraining order on Richard, So then there was a court date set on February 17th, 1988 to determine if it should be made permanent or not, right?
Okay.
So Richard went out and bought a shotgun
Uh-oh.
and some other weapons on top of multiple guns that he already had. I guess the restraining order didn't prevent him from buying guns or anything. And he's just like, all right, cool. I guess I should fucking stock up now, right?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It seems like that should be illegal.
I don't know if it is. Is it?
It's not in this case.
Now, the bigger question is, he bought a shotgun. Did he buy buckshot or duckshot?
Actually, I believe it was buckshot, but I don't know that for a fact. I don't think it was duckshot because that, I mean, it will probably hurt a person, but it'll kill a person.
Pepper him.
Yeah. So, February 9th, 1988, Richard went to Laura's attorney to try to prove that they were actually in a relationship to, like, drop the charges, right?
Was it with his shitty-ass pictures?
Yes.
It's like, look, we're together. It looks so real.
Yeah. He brought a box filled with random, like, evidence, quote unquote.
Oh, my God. It's like, I have her key.
Like...
I have the sticky note where she had to get milk one time.
Yeah, it was stuff like that. Like notes that she had written, a garage door opener. I don't know
so
if it was
creepy.
actually to her house. I'm assuming that it was.
He's like, come with me. I'll show you. It opens.
Yeah, right? And the attorney was like, fucking no.
Good.
Like, this is BS.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with my client who says you're not in a fucking relationship.
Yeah.
And you're a liar, right?
Weirdo.
Yeah. So then February 16th, 1988, this is the day before the restraining order is supposed to be, like, finalized or not, right?
Uh-huh.
Richard was like, well, fuck, I gotta do something about this.
Oh, God. Like, a restraining order really would hold anything back, though, to be honest.
Literally, that's like what every judge says, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's like, it's just a piece of paper. It's
Yeah.
not gonna stop a bullet or
No.
whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
So he rents a motorhome, and he brings it to the parking lot of his old company where Laura's still working.
Okay.
And his big plan is to wait until Laura left work and ask her to stop the restraining order. You know, like in a nice,
Politely.
civil way. Uh-huh.
Excuse me. I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. And if she refused, he was just going to kill himself.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Tone it down a notch,
Fucking
buddy.
escalated, right?
Yeah. Weird.
Drama.
Way to be dramatic, Richard.
Yeah. So then at 3 p.m., I don't know if the plans changed, but he loaded up his guns. He had a 12-gauge semi-automatic shotgun,
Oh, shit.
a 22 rifle with a scope, a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun, a 22 revolver, a 357 Magnum revolver, a 380 pistol,
Holy shit.
and a 9mm pistol.
All of this on his person?
Yeah, that's 7
Jesus.
guns.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he also had a 12-inch buck knife and a smoke bomb. He put on a bulletproof vest, earplugs, and leather gloves.
This motherfucker, did he have a manifesto?
He didn't have a manifesto, but he did have a fucking bandolier with 1,000 rounds of ammo on him.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So, like I said, I think the plans have changed.
Yeah. He's walking in like a solo fucking Matrix scene.
Exactly.
Jesus.
You don't need all that to, like, quietly kill yourself in a parking lot, right?
Or to like be like, politely remove that restraining order.
Would you please remove your restraining order? I don't
Dearest
think I deserve
Laura.
it.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then he marches up to the side door of the office building and he shoots and kills a man that he knew while he was walking up there.
Oh my God.
He shot his way in through the side door. I guess there was like a key panel or whatever, and he shot that and got it to open.
Oh my gosh.
He started shooting at employees and he made his way up to the second floor where Laura's office was.
Oh no.
She was inside her office and she slammed and locked the door in his face.
Oh my God.
He shot the hinges off the door and got it open.
Holy fucking shit.
He shot his shotgun at her twice. The first time he missed her, so maybe it was
Thank
buckshot,
God.
right? Or like a slug.
Yeah.
And the second one hit her in the shoulder.
Oh my God, Laura.
Her lung collapsed and she passed out. He was like, cool.
Got her.
Got her.
But
And
she's not dead.
He moved on. No,
Okay.
she's not dead.
Okay.
He was reloading from the bandolier that he had as
Uh-huh.
he walked through the offices, and he was shooting everyone that he came upon.
Oh my God, dude lost his fucking marbles.
He went fucking psycho. This is like my nightmare for your workplace.
Mine too.
So employees were jumping out the windows
Oh my gosh.
and just basically trying to escape any way that they could and barricading themselves in their offices.
Oh, that's so terrifying.
Fucking holy shit, dude. Yeah. So he stayed in the building for 5 hours.
Killing people?
Moving through the different rooms. And SWAT, since he was moving through the different rooms, SWAT couldn't get a clear shot on him to take him down.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine being trapped in there?
5 hours.
Ugh.
That's fucking insane and
That's too
terrifying.
long. Yeah.
Laura eventually woke up from her fucking
Collapse lung.
unconsciousness. Yeah. And she was able to kind of stop the bleeding in her shoulder. And she went and found other survivors and hid with them.
Oh my gosh.
They escaped the building without Richard harming them further. Like, they got out when he was on the other side of the fucking office or whatever.
Oh my God, good.
And negotiators were then able to talk Richard into surrendering by saying basically that he wouldn't be shot if he laid down his weapons and came out with his hands up.
Okay.
And so he was like, well, I'm also pretty hungry, right? You get pretty famished after 5 hours of fucking killing people.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen what I've done with the place, but
Yeah.
it's
I've
remarkable.
Done a lot of work. So he requested a sandwich and a diet soda,
What the fuck?
and he surrendered.
This prick.
98 shots were fired.
Holy shit.
7 people in total were killed during the incident.
Oh my God.
The victims of this story, I'm gonna list, they all, were innocent people, and
They're bystanders.
Bystanders. They had their own lives and everything like that, and you don't want to forget them, right?
No, that's so sad.
It was Lawrence Kane, who was 47, Wayne Williams Jr., who was 23, Ronald Doney, who was 36, Joseph Silva was 43, Glenda Moritz was 27,
Oh.
Ronald Reed was 26, and Helen Lamparter was 49.
They're all so young. Like, they're just
Seriously.
starting their career.
Yeah, like a 26 and a 27-year-old, a 23-year-old, that's fucking insane.
That's so crazy.
You're a baby. And then 4 people were injured, including Laura Black.
Okay.
He later said that he was only trying to shoot out computers.
What?
Because I guess the company did some like super secret squirrel shit, right? With high technology and decoded encrypted stuff of foreign nations. So they're like super important, right?
Yeah, that sounds real fancy.
But according to him, he was only shooting people who confronted him.
No.
And also Laura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So the restraining order was made permanent the next day.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm kind of bummed he lived.
Yeah, I know. And as I said, obviously Laura survived.
Yeah.
She spent 19 days in the hospital and
Oh.
stayed with the company. Like when she got out.
That's some PT. I'm sure she got like some great benefits.
Oh my God, she better.
Yeah.
Like
Give you some PTSD though.
they're like, listen, we will listen this time if you ever complain to HR again.
Jeez. Yeah, we opened a case on that.
So the last letter that Richard wrote to her was from his prison cell, which basically said that she won.
Ew.
Fucking gross, right?
Oh my God. Poor Laura.
He also allegedly said, I'm not crazy. I know I will die as a result of this. And he was charged and found guilty of 7 counts of first-degree murder.
Those poor people.
He was sentenced to death on January 17th, 1992. And he's still on death row in San Quentin Prison in California.
Oh shit.
But the whole incident caused California to pass the first anti-stalking laws nationwide.
Good, because she should have been taken seriously, like, fucking at the very beginning.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
insane. 7 people would still be alive if HR did their goddamn job.
7 people would still be alive, and 4 people wouldn't be injured, and fucking 100 people, or however many people are in that goddamn office building, wouldn't have PTSD of a fucking shooting.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
2 years. 2 years they had to stop this shit.
4.
Oh, I thought it was 2. Math is hard.
Yeah, 2 years until he got fired.
Oh. Oh
and
my
then
God.
2
2
more
additional
years.
years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous.
There was actually a movie made about it. It was called I Can Make You Love Me.
Ugh. It was a Lifetime movie, huh?
Probably. It
I
had
would
Brooke
watch
Shields
the
in
shit
it.
out of that. Oh yeah, I would watch the shit out of that.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't. I should have. I'm going to get shit for that one, too.
Yeah, we're gonna get sucked in.
I know.
Well, fuck, man. That one's intense.
Yeah. God damn, right?
Yeah, I'm scared to go back to work.
Yeah, as
Thanks.
you should be.
I don't have any stalkers there though, so we're cool.
I mean, you might not know that you have a stalker. What if he has a fucking key to your desk? What are you keeping in your
I'm
desk?
pretty sure Dan would let me know. He's always in the office.
He's like, hey man, you're not Stacy.
You got different.
Pregnancy changed you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but goddamn, as much as I want like that, perfect corporate job where it's like, oh, I get to come in and dress nice and see people and look like a normal person, I don't want that at all.
Oh, yeah. They send us like emails all the time being like, workplace violence, please be nice to each other.
Oh my God.
Like, if you have a problem, let's take care of it. Let's not kill everybody. And
That's
then
insane.
And then, like, if you talk to fellow coworkers and stuff, they're like, oh, yeah, I have an escape plan. Like, if shit goes down, I know what I'm going to do. And it's sad that in this day and age, we have to think about that.
Absolutely.
Anyway, on that beautiful note,
Yeah.
let's close this up with a goddamn.
Oh, okay.
So we have one, and this is from, her Facebook says Kaja, right?
Yeah, it's actually pronounced Kaisa.
Kaisa.
Mm-hmm.
You practiced?
I have. I've been practicing for weeks.
Ah, so Kaisa, but in her shout out, she says her name is Jamie. So I don't really.
Well, listen, I Googled the name and I learned how to pronounce it. So Jamie/Kaisa, that's the one that we're going with.
What if she's like, actually, it's pronounced Jamie?
What if she's like, it's actually pronounced Kazja?
Listen, we're trying here, okay?
Yeah.
But shout out to her because she sent it like 500 times and it wasn't working in Facebook Messenger. And then she emailed it to us. So.
Did it work this time? Have you
Yes.
listened?
Yes, I did. Only because I wanted to make sure it worked so that we got it in.
Perfect.
But you're fucking amazing and we love you. Thank you for not giving up on my lame ability to be able to operate technology. Okay, here we go.
Hi, this is Jamie from Sweden, and I just gotta say, God damn, I love your podcast.
Oh my God!
God damn, Jamie, we love you.
Oh my God, it's so true.
Is that not, like, I feel like she's the sweetest person ever.
She is.
Like, the way that she was talking makes me think, like, fucking, she's a precious soul. Nobody mess
First of
with
all,
her.
she's beautiful. Inside and out.
Yes. Just from your voice, we can tell you're a beautiful soul.
Uh-huh. That's absolutely true. Oh my God, I love her accent. She's from Sweden.
From Sweden. Did I nail it?
Crushed it.
Sorry if that's really offensive.
You also sound beautiful.
Your soul sounds fucked up.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, you guys, send these goddams in. Love them.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you.
We don't just love you, we fucking love you. But we won't, don't worry, we're not gonna like stalk you.
No, I don't think we're soulmates.
That's creepy.
I'm not gonna send you cornbread. The unwanted cornbread.
She's like, what the fuck is this cornbread about? All right, so everybody, if you want to check out pictures pertaining to our case, go to our website, isgdpodcast.com.
Yep.
You can also get links to our merchandise and our Patreon. Go be a Patreon supporter. It's as little as $1, and you get extra cases a month. 1 extra case to be exact.
Crushed it.
Let me not upsell your ass.
Yeah, I'm not fucking making and editing more of these things for a while.
Yeah, we're
like,
fucking
quit my
busy
day job.
making kids and shit, you know?
That too. I'm growing an eyeball right now.
Do you think... Oh. Do you think we're going to be like 50 and still doing this podcast?
I don't see why not.
And then all of our listeners will be 50 with us.
Yeah,
That'd be
everyone will
beautiful.
age with us.
That'd be beautiful.
That's the nice thing about life.
They'll be... It goes on together.
Yeah.
God, they'll be sick of us by then.
They might be.
Okay. Anyway, merchandise, Patreon. What else is there on our website? Fucking ways to contact us. If you want
can do
our
that.
P.O. box that's on there, you can write
Or-
us some snail mail.
Or also, it's P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
Get it, girl.
Or you can Facebook, Instagram, or tweet at us at ISGD Podcast. You can email us at isgdpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
Basically,
Just
fucking
talk to us.
reach out. We love you.
Yes. Because every like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we start getting some like shout outs from you people being like, hey guys, love the podcast. And that's basically makes my entire fucking week. It makes me continue on life.
I wait through Monday so that I can get to those days.
I know. It's so exciting. Stroke our ego, please.
Yeah. Also, I owe some people letters back and stickers, and we got a postcard from Intercourse, Pennsylvania, but it didn't have an address on it, so I can't send you anything. So if you email us, I will send you stickers.
Can we? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Did you want to address the fact that it's from Intercourse, Pennsylvania?
Yes, and it's like Amish country, and they don't have intercourse.
Yeah.
Maybe
Alrighty.
once.
It cracked me up, though. Thank you so much for sending stuff.
Yes, we love you guys so much.
Yep.
And thanks for supporting us.
And thanks for all the fish.
And there's my baby. So until next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Perfect timing.